150 years ago, the business corporation was a relatively insignificant institution. Today, it is all-pervasive. Like the church, the monarchy, and the Communist Party in other times and places, the corporation is today's dominant institution.
Un monstruo completamente, es como una fábrica de máquinas, como todo prefabricado, todo sintético.
Que como tal siempre busca intrometerse en los asuntos de demás naciones.
¿Dónde están los hijos de puta que gobiernan el mundo, no?
Pues son como Dios y el diablo, ¿no? La misma persona.
Waste time.
Bullshit. All bullshit, fake bullshit.
No lo puedo decir de corazón porque igual me voy a Starbucks y me tomo mi café y me gusta.
Un monopolio.
Ni idea.
It reaches almost everywhere. It's extraordinarily powerful. It's pretty hard to avoid. And it transforms the lives of people.
Clear-eyed, competitive, prepared to strike, but not a vulture. Noble, visionary, majestic, that people can believe in and be inspired by, that creates such a lift that it soars. I could see that being a good logo for the principal company.
Corporations are artificial creations. You might say they're monsters trying to devour as much profit as possible at anyone's expense.
I think of a whale, gentle, big fish, which could swallow you in an instant.
Dr. Frankenstein's creation has overwhelmed and overpowered him, as the corporate form has done with us.
It is one form of business ownership.
It's a group of individuals working together to serve a variety of objectives, the principal one of which is earning large, growing, sustained, legal returns for the people who own the business.
Of course they make a profit, and it's a good thing. That's the incentive that makes capitalism work, to give us more of the things that we need. That's the incentive that other economic systems lack.
We can even formulate a diagnosis on the basis of typical case histories of harm it has inflicted on others, selected from a universe of corporate activity.
Well, this is the office of the National Labor Committee here in the garment area of New York City. It's a little bit disheveled. These are all from different campaigns. To make this stuff concrete as possible, we purchase all of the products from the factories that we're talking about. This shirt sells for $14.99, and the women who made the shirt got paid 3 cents. Liz Claiborne jackets made in El Salvador. The jackets are $178, and the workers were paid 74 cents for every jacket they made. Alpine car stereos, 31 cents an hour. It's not just sneakers, it's not just apparel, it's everything. We were in Honduras, and some workers, they knew the kind of work we did, and they approached us, these young workers, and they said, conditions in our factory are horrible. Will you please meet with us? And we said we would, but you can't meet in the developing world. You can't walk up to a factory with your notebook and workers come out, you interview them. I mean, there's goons, there's spies, the military police. So you do everything in a clandestine manner. We're about to start the meeting, and in walk 3 guys. Very tough-looking guys. The company had found out about a meeting and sent these spies. Obviously, we didn't have the meeting, but these young girls were really bright. And as they were leaving, away from the eyesight of the spies, they started to put their hands underneath the table. And I put my palm under there, put my hand under there, and they put into my hand their pay stubs. So we'd know who they were, what they were paid, and the labels that they made in the factory, so we'd know who they worked for. And I took my hand out after everyone had left, and in the palm of my hand was the face of Kathy Lee Gifford. But the bottom of it is the interesting part. A portion of the proceeds from the sale of this garment will be donated to various children's charities. It's very touching. Get your right here. Walmart is telling you if you purchase these pants, and Kathy Lee is telling you purchase these pants, you're going to help children. The problem was the people who handed us the label were 13 years of age. Do many people in her family work?
Yes, just me.
You support, how many people do you support?
8 people.
8 people. And how do you do with that salary? Is it enough?
Alcanza, es suficiente para cuidar.
Is their low-cost labor.
We went through the garbage dump in the Dominican Republic. We always do this kind of stuff. We dig around. One day, we found a big pile of Nike's internal pricing documents. Nike assigns a time frame to each operation. They don't talk about minutes. They break the time frame into 10,000ths of a second. You get to the bottom of all 22 operations to give the workers 6.6 minutes to make the shirt. It's 70 cents an hour in the Dominican Republic. That 6.6 minutes equals 8 cents. These are Nike's documents. That means the wages come to 0.3% of the retail price. This is the reality. It's the science of exploitation.
Using the magic of research, oil companies compete with each other in taking the petroleum molecule apart and rearranging it into, well, you name it, fabrics, toothbrushes, tires, insecticides, cosmetics, weed killers, a whole galaxy of things to make a better life on Earth.
As the petrochemical era grew and grew, warning signs emerged that some of these chemicals could pose hazards, that the synthetic chemicals which have permeated our workplace, our consumer products, our air, our water, produce cancer and also birth defects and some other toxic effects. If I take a gun and shoot you, that's criminal. If I expose you to some chemicals which knowingly are going to kill you, what difference is there? The difference is that it takes longer to kill you. We are now in the midst of a major cancer epidemic, and I have no doubt, and I have documented the basis for this, that industry is largely responsible for this overwhelming epidemic of cancer, in which 1 in every 2 men get cancer in their lifetimes, and 1 in every 3 women get cancer in their lifetimes.
So the first product Monsanto comes up with is a product that produces more. Bad for the cow, bad for the farmer, bad potentially for the consumer. The jury is out. We see a lot of conflicting evidence about potential health risks. And of course, as a consumer, my belief is, why should I take any risk?
Factory farm cows have not been the only victims of Monsanto products. Large areas of Vietnam were deforested by the U.S. military using Monsanto's Agent Orange. The toxic herbicide reportedly caused over 50,000 birth defects, as well as hundreds of thousands of cancers in Vietnamese civilians and soldiers, and in former American troops serving in Southeast Asia. Unlike the Vietnamese victims, U.S. Vietnam veterans exposed to Agent Orange were able to sue Monsanto for causing their illnesses. Monsanto settled out of court, paying $80 million in damages, but it never admitted guilt.
Empresas como DuPont, Syngenta, Aventis, Savia y Monsanto, dedicadas a la siembra y desarrollo de productos transgénicos, utilizan la contaminación como estrategia de negocio. En México, el 6 de marzo del 2009, se permitió hacer uso experimental del maíz genéticamente modificado. Esto, a escasos 6 meses desde el descubrimiento de siembras transgénicas masivas al norte del país. Sinaloa, uno de los mayores productores de maíz en México, se encuentra amenazado por la siembra de contaminantes transgénicos. La transnacional Monsanto es la principal permisionaria del gobierno federal para la siembra del maíz genéticamente modificado. Al menos 10 especies de maíz se encuentran en peligro de extinción ante la llegada de Monsanto a Sinaloa. La biodiversidad vegetal está en riesgo. La siembra a nivel mundial quedará en manos de productores de transgénicos.
Indiferencia que me quitan los derechos como balas perdidas, me tiran con desecho, directo a ideales y a la lucha en el cemento, directo a los que salen y bancan el pavimento. Me siento fumigado en un estado terrorista donde manda el dinero, mandan los fascistas, los políticos presionan con toda su policía, se cagan en la asamblea y la consulta por la vida. Veo madres con ovarios resistiendo en la vía, me sumo con mi letra disparando con mi rima, porque no puedo bancarme que a los pibes de Argentina les sirvan desayuno, glifosato y herbicida. Te lo digo, te lo canto. Te lo digo, te lo canto.
¿Y quién es Monsanto? Veamos más datos sobre esta transnacional.
Monsanto es una empresa nacida en Estados Unidos que controla el comercio de semillas en todo el mundo. La transnacional ha sido denunciada por violar la ley, sobornar funcionarios, afectar la salud humana y contaminar el ambiente. Según la organización Greenpeace, Monsanto produjo y comercializó el agente naranja, una sustancia venenosa usada durante la guerra de Vietnam en los años 60 y cuyo efecto aún se mantiene sobre sus habitantes. En Indonesia, Monsanto fue obligada a pagar multas por sobornar a las autoridades para introducir algodón transgénico a ese país. También fue condenada en Estados Unidos a pagar $2.5 millones por la violación de 1.700 normas de bioseguridad.
As if we created a doom machine. In our search for wealth and for prosperity, we created something that's going to destroy us.
Hola, dígame. ¿Javier? Sí. Sí, te voy a hacer un pedido un poco complicado, ¿vale? Dime. Estate atento, ¿vale? Sí. Quiero un menú Big Mac con patatas deluxe, con Coca-Cola Light y con mucho hielo. Estate atento por favor, que aquí viene lo mejor. Quiero un Happy Meal que lleve un Petit Suisse de limón que me gusta un montón.
Y de postre un sandy, también un McFlurry con extra de mayonesa, chocolate también, que no se te olvide el ketchup y la mayonesa. ¡Dale!
Me dice la cuenta que llevo prisa, lo va a querer en efectivo o en visa. Digo la rima McDonald's con prisa, por eso yo espero que se eche una risa. Con esto acabo, no tengo reparo, con esto acabo, es la hora del pago.
Usaro,
¡Dale! ¿Lo has cogido todo o no?
Lo he cogido todo.
¡Oles! all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you I'm glad you came. You cast a spell on me. You hit me like the sky fell on me, and I decided you look well on me, so let's go somewhere no one else can see you and me. Turn the lights out now I'll take you by the hand you another drink. Drink it if you can you spend a little time is slipping away from us, so stay with me, I can make you glad you came. The sun goes down, the stars come up.
México es el fan número 1 de los Estados Unidos, y lo que más le gusta es la bebida número 1 de su vecino del norte. México es uno de los principales consumidores de Coca-Cola a nivel mundial, y Chiapas es uno de los principales estados consumidores de la República Mexicana. En Chiapas hay violentos enfrentamientos entre comunidades por el uso y distribución del agua. Mientras en una comunidad se matan por una cantidad reducida de líquido y les cortan el servicio por adeudos de 50, 60 pesos, la Coca-Cola es la empresa que más extrae agua del estado y tiene todos los beneficios y facilidades para hacerlo.
For over 125 years, we've been bringing people together. Today, we'd like to come together on something that concerns all of us: obesity. The long-term health of our families and the country are at stake, and as the nation's leading beverage company, we have played an important role. Across our portfolio of over 650 beverages, we now offer 180 low and no-calorie choices. These diet beverages still pose serious health risks. Even though we've reduced the calories per serving, these beverages can still cause kidney problems, obesity, metabolic syndrome, cell damage, and rotting teeth, which leaves 470 beverages which have extremely high, unhealthy levels of calories. Consuming large amounts of rapidly digested sugar and high fructose corn syrup causes a spike in blood sugar and insulin, which can lead to inflammation and insulin resistance, both of which may increase your risk of stroke, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and cancer. Coke has also been known to accelerate aging and cause high cholesterol. The American Heart Association recommends consuming no more than 450 calories from sugar-sweetened beverages per week, the amount in about 3 cans of soda. Imagine if cigarette companies said they were doing something responsible to protect you. How would you react to that? Beating obesity will take action by all of us, based on one simple, common-sense fact. All calories are not the same, and the calories in Coca-Cola products have no nutritional value. If you choose to live a healthy lifestyle, then you should not be drinking any of our products. If you drink Coke, you'll get fatter and fatter. The solution is simple, and it's right in front of your eyes. Don't drink Coke. It's killing you and your family. Coca-Cola. We're partially responsible for America's obesity problem.
México es uno de los principales consumidores de Coca-Cola en el mundo. Una lata de refresco cuesta 50 centavos de dólar. Un mexicano promedio consume 1,5 litros de Coca-Cola al día con un valor de más de $1. No le alcanza para el agua purificada y no le interesa.
Every institution provides the people who are members of it with a social role to occupy. And typically, institutions that are vibrant and have a lot of power will specify that role in some sense as a list of virtues. It's true for churches, for schools, for any institution that has power over people and shapes them.
One nation.
The corporation, likewise, it provides us with a list of virtues, a kind of social role, which is the good consumer.
Manipulate consumers into wanting and therefore buying your products. It's a game.
These people are customers because they are willing to trade money for widgets. And all the customers take their widgets home to all parts of the country.
Traders who are involved in the market are not guys whose moral fiber when it comes to environmental conditions are going to be rattled at all. They're seeing dollars and they're making money. Brokers don't stay away from copper because it violates their religious beliefs or their environmental policies. No. When you think about it, but it's fleeting. It really is a fleeting moment. It's like, you know, yeah, oh yeah, well, the town's being polluted down there in Peru, but hey, this guy needs to buy some copper. And getting paid a commission, too.
Every living system of Earth is in decline. Every life support system of Earth is in decline. And these together constitute the biosphere. The biosphere that supports and nurtures all of life, and not just our life, but perhaps 30 million other species that share this planet with us. The typical company of the 20th century, extractive, wasteful, abusive, linear in all of its processes, taking from the earth, making, wasting, sending its products back to the biosphere, waste to a landfill. I myself was amazed to learn just how much stuff the earth has to produce through our extraction process to produce $1 of revenue for our company. When I learned, I was flabbergasted.
Exxon pled guilty in connection to federal criminal charges with the Valdez spill and paid $125 million in criminal fines. General Electric was guilty of defrauding the federal government and paid $9.5 million in criminal fines. Chevron was guilty of environmental violations and paid $6.5 million in fines. Mitsubishi was guilty of antitrust violations and paid $1.8 million in fines. IBM was guilty of illegal exports and paid $8.5 million. Was guilty of environmental violations. Pfizer, the drug manufacturer, was guilty of antitrust violations and was guilty of food and drug regulatory violations. Sears was guilty of financial fraud. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Unical was guilty of fraud and environmental violations. Georgia Korean Airlines guilty of finance violations. It paid $250 million. Hoffman LaRouche guilty of an antitrust violation. Paid $500 million in criminal fines.
Ellos tienen el dinero pero cero corazón. I know they have the money but we have the fucking love. Ellos tienen el dinero pero cero corazón. I know they have the money but we have the soul. The soul.